in the dim, I'm a many moment, I'm moving in a mellow rhythm. I am walking all alone on a narrow little road, and my mind is a mirror and a river, and I remember my minute when a feminine voice with a mellow tone called me and hold to the momentum of a roaming bullet. And I am living in a moment, in a mission and ambition, and I am feeling the friction of delay. And I am thinking, man, I'm out in the open, I am running like a mini missile in a vivid vision. But she's giving a little flash and she's telling me fill it with cinema and drama and digital motion. And I am smiling and hiding a river of inner friction, and I am feeling the mission, bending and stretching my minute. And I am thinking, man, I am moving, but the bills coming and the rhythm is mixing my mission with a little emotion. And I ain't a mood and then roaming to a lonely corner with a limping signal, a minimal internet. The signal is miserable and mental, and the digital drizzle of data is dripping and crawling like a snail in a tunnel. And I'm feeling a mental tension, and the minimal connection is making a villain of patience. While I'm waiting and breathing and leaning in silence, and I'm walking and struggling in the like a leaning circle of in a cold little company.
I never quiver, I shiver when I deliver, decipher, distribute the flow, flip it, I grip it, I slip it, I dip it, and I rip it with consonant clusters. I master the flow like a bluster of wind in my chest, and I come fast, and my thoughts never rest, and I invest in my breast for respect for my lady. She shine and divine, intertwined with my mind, and I grind past the confines of the lines that confine my designs, and I climb, I rhyme at the time of the prime of my life, and I rhyme that I mime, and I sign every line, have a sign of the times I find, and I wind and I bind at the grind, and the mind, a remind that the light in the night is a kite, like a night, like a fight in the flight, in the sight, the delight of our eyes, the surprise, and mesmerize, and I verbalize with the precise device of my voice, my choice. I rejoice when I noise in the void of the street be repeat. I meet every heat with a feed to the seed that I cheat with the sheet of my mind that I grind and the bind to the find that I mindfully rewind every line to remind that I'm blind to the kind of the find that I'm signed in my mind, but I slide in the tide of a vibe, and I prescribe to describe the rhyme that I climb and I prime in the time of the sublime is mine, and I design and I intertwine with divine with the shine of a sign and the kind of my grind and the mind with the kind of refined lines that define and entwine, and I spin in the bin of the sin that I win with the grin and begin again in the pen of my zen and the den of my men who contend and I blend of the bend of the sin with the friend, and I lend again to defend what I'm in, and I tend and I blend of the trend and I run with the bend of the sin of the lend, and I guess in the pretend of the pen of the sin of the bend of the sin of the so I fin and I spin it again into transcend and extend of the blend, and I'm in the trend of the sand, and I bend every end and I blend and I'm in the trend of the sand.
In the middle of the bridge of the city at the tip of T, with the glittering windows is flickering, silver and shadows are crawling along every wall. There are millions of stories unfolding. The moment that part of the rhythm of living is beating unevenly. Somebody waking with weight in the chest and the breath of regret in the middle of dead, and the dread of a day that is ready to break them again, while another is raising a glass in the middle of laughter. We're dancing with friends in a club with the bass of the music is shaking the floor, and the roar of the crowd is a storm of delight, and the contrast is cutting the night into pieces because someone is losing and someone is winning, and someone is spinning in circles of sorrow while someone is swimming in rivers of light. Is this you, sis? Is this you, bro? Are you the one in the glow of a screen in a room where the silence is louder than thunder and numbers are frozen and nothing is moving, while somebody somewhere is posting a picture with millions of people reacting and praising the moment they capture the second of glory? The story is splitting in two like a mirror of life, where a tear in the dark is reflecting a cheer in the light, and the fight of existence is never the same for the people who breathe in the same little minute of time.
Thrown in the lion's den again, again. Pain in my chest, but I never bend. Laugh when I fall, but I rise again. Teeth in the dark, I'm alive.
Yeah, I'm in the middle of venom and menace, and people pretending the pressure will finish me, never diminishing vision. I'm living in rhythm, I'm militant, sentences spinning like engines within me. I'm building a level of mental momentum whenever they send me the lion is with intention of ending the energy running in every endeavor. I enter the center of terror, but never surrender. My breath is a weapon, my step is a message. The lesson is learning the furnace. I've heard in the laughter of enemies turning to echo and thunder. I'm running through hunger, and suddenly something inside of my stomach is rumbling louder than mockery, louder than all of the comments that told me I'm falling apart. But the heart that was scarred became harder than I, and inspire is living inside of the lines that I'm writing. I'm writing the beat like a fighter, surviving the night in the jungle of judging, and nothing is stopping the movement. The music that's helping my soul when the moment is heavy. I'm ready to carry the weight of the world, all living that rolls.
Thrown in the lion's den again, again. Pain in my chest, but I never bend. Laugh when I fall, but I rise again. Teeth in the dark, I'm alive again.
Every direction is tension and testing my mental stability. People be laughing and betting I'm breaking, but never the seeing the beast that is waking within me. The rhythm is ripping the silence, the pieces of venom of critics is fueling the genius. The scene that I'm seeing is vivid. I'm living in visions of victory, evil with misery. Resist my minutes, is spinning like terrors. I'm turning that versus the evil furnace of illusion. Rest of it's certain. My purpose is deeper than surface illusions. Immerses the movement is ruthless. I'm moving through bruises and proving the truth from the human who grew in the ruin, the rumor and ridicule, turning the ridicule. Leaning will evil. The fuel of my chest is a festival flame, and I mean that they whispering jokes. It's that will echo with speeding speakers when people are screaming the chorus together. Whenever the beat and the breath are together, the weather of pressure is turning to pleasure. Contented endeavor that pleasure on treasure just sharpen the edge of the message. I'm missing the boss that I'm faster than lightning and brighter than metal, reflecting the hunger of someone who's suffered but was a brother. See me come back, I was unstable, unable to read and see me on the table. Never was ready to settle.
I don't just spit, I ricochet biblically. Syllables skittering vividly, literally differ, deliberately blistering, lyrical discipline, drilling, you're listening. Minimal blinking, I'm sinking the imagery. Think of a symphony stuck in artillery. Civilian synergy, hearing the synergy. Energy entering enemy vicinity. Man move militant, syllable filament. Infinite, intricate, intimate instrument. Spin like a filament, lit in adrenaline. Venomous sentences sent with intent again. Resident minister, pen is a regiment. Elegant, elegance, bender, sediment. Never irrelevant, levels are evident. Pedaling, pedal to metal, I'm heaven sent. Quick when I pivot, I'm skidding, I'm switching the pattern. Ripping the rhythm and stitching it back in a fraction. Clashing with passion, I'm dashing and stacking the action. Back with the savage, mechanical rapping expansion. Man, landing the panic, I handle the Danik, I channel the Ladic, volcanic with grammar, titanic with stamina, slamming the hammer, commanding the planet with rapid banter. London fog breathing, heathen with reason, and seasoning speech with a lethal scene, cause and even the beats overheating and pleading. Ease up, but I'm feeding and speeding, skiing the meaning, cleaning the scene with a fiendish demeanor that's keen and obscene. A machine when I lean in the streams of a dream, supreme in the scheme of the scene I convene. Preen and a mean and a clean in the scene with a fiendish demeanor that's keen and obscene. Sheen when I lean into streams of a dream, supreme in the scheme of the scene I convene. Runs if I patter like chattering data, scatter the matter, I batter the hater, clatter and shatter the ladder they cater. After I'm faster than natural nature, pattern attacker with stamina stack. Grammar get hammered, I'm slamming the track. Camera can't capture the fractal of rap. Actual factual tactical tact. Man don't nap, I collapse the gap. Perhaps I snap when I map the map. Overlap in the trap with a slap that's mad. No cap, I adapt and attack that fast. Flash that dash, I crash that glass. Pass that class with a blast that last. Last man standing, demanding the crown. Hand on the ground when I'm handing it down. Tick, 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 and I'm flicking the switch. Brick by brick, I'm bidding it rich. Quick with a wit, no glitz in a pitch. Switchblade tongue when I enter the mix. Tick, 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 and I'm flicking the switch. Brick by brick, I'm bidding it rich. Quick with a wit, no glitz in a pitch. Switchblade tongue when I enter the mix. Speed of a cheater, unheat a procedure. Speak at a tweet or a breach, a beseech, a teacher, a feature, the preacher, a pressure, a creature, a lecture, a stretcher, a task, you're fresh to the death with the breath of a tempest. Left in the wreck of a relentless sentence. Dense with suspense and immense with a metric sense in a tense, how mental gymnastics.